Cardiovascular Institute of the South is celebrating 40 years of delivering healthcare to our patients and communities. Founded by Dr. Craig Walker in 1983 and guided by a mission to provide the highest quality cardiovascular care available, CIS has pioneered hundreds of firsts to improve outcomes for cardiovascular diseases. Through new technology, virtual care, outpatient procedures, and national growth, CIS is improving lives and leading the way for advanced care and innovation.
All right, welcome back to Bayou Time. Very pleased to have our cardiologist here in the area, Dr. Dikshya Sharma. Good to see you. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
Oh, well, great. Excited to have you on board.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. When did you come down? Tell me a little bit about your schooling. And, what was it all about? You finished a lot. You got a lot of degrees behind your name.
Worked very hard for those degrees.
I bet you did. Yeah.
So, like you said, my name is Dikshya Sharma.
Mm-hmm.
I was born and bred in Kathmandu, Nepal. That's where I went to medical school. Yeah. Then I always knew I wanted to be a cardiologist in med school. And once I decided on further training, I came to America, best country in the world and all of that. Yeah. So I came to America for my residency. I did my residency from Maimonides Medical Center in New York City. Then I followed that with a fellowship in cardiovascular disease at New York Medical College, Westchester Medical Center. Mm-hmm. And then the decision to come to Houma was an easy one. My husband, Paritosh Kafle, is also a cardiologist with CIS, and he started a year before me. He's in Thibodeau. And he loved the place. He loved the people. So it was sort of a no-brainer that I just moved in when I could and started working here.
So we're to be happy that he came before you and he liked it, right?
100%. And I've loved it. So I think we made the right decision.
You know, CIS has such a good footprint.
Yep.
In not only in the nation, in the world now.
100%.
I mean, they're all over the place. They give seminars in China. They've been all over. So I'm sure you've seen a lot about CIS. I'm sure you researched a lot before you came down.
Yep.
And you were sold. Tell me a little bit about why you were sold.
So, like you said, CIS is not only known in Louisiana or America, but worldwide for a lot of the cutting edge stuff that they do, specifically procedurally. And where I saw I would fit in best is I'm a non-invasive cardiologist with a focus on preventative cardiology, women's health, and patient-centered care. Mm-hmm. What I mean by that is my focus is primarily focusing on a holistic approach to heart health so that we don't get to a point where we need interventions. So in everything that CIS does, I think there's a good space for me to do that. That's what excited me about joining CIS. And another focus, of course, is the women's health that I'm very invested in.
Yeah, and you say holistic. We haven't always thought that way about, heart procedures and medicine, but that's changed quite a bit. So it's a good bit of teaching that goes along with it, isn't it?
100%.
Yeah, tell me how you do all that. How do you change somebody's mind on things?
So I think it's more of working together than just changing somebody's mind. Mm-hmm. A holistic approach means looking at somebody's, not just treating them with medications, but diet, exercise, modification of their risk factors. And for example, it's very easy for me to see a person once and say, hey, you need to lose weight. But I have to understand what social circumstances they're coming from, what their economic resources are, and work with all of that best, what their understanding of their situation is, what their understanding of their health is, and work with them to modify the risk factors to get their heart healthy.
And they're in South Louisiana too, where we like gumbo and fried foods and crawfish.
But listen, we like seafood. Seafood is good, so we can work with the seafood, right? And everything in moderation. You don't have to stop anything. You just have to have it in moderation.
Yeah. Instead of 5 pounds of crawfish, you just eat one, right? You try anyway.
You try.
Yeah. So how's it been working with you know, the risk factors for women are different
Yes.
than men. We see it all the time, but so you're focusing a lot on the woman population
Yes.
here in the area.
Yes. Unfortunately, not just in Louisiana, but in America worldwide, women's health, specifically with relation to heart disease, is grossly overlooked. This is because women, through different phases in their lives, go through many physical, hormonal, emotional, mental changes, and your risk for heart disease changes accordingly. Also, they present with heart diseases differently than men do. Men have a more straightforward path with presentation. A lot of the times, women don't present as in the same manner. So it's very easy to not catch their diseases. It's very easy to not be able to prevent these diseases if you're not focusing on it. So that's something I'm very passionate about and want to focus on.
Now, we got a little confused, and this is to your favor. You have an internal medicine degree also, and so you got a couple of ways you could go, right? How does that help you in your practice?
So I am a huge believer in good primary care. My path to fellowship was first finishing a degree in internal medicine. I'm board certified in internal medicine, and after that, I did my fellowship in cardiology. So internal medicine is how I think about it is internal medicine is a whole forest, and cardiology is a fig tree. So if you take care of the whole forest, the fig tree takes care of it by itself. So good internal medicine care, good primary care is the route to taking care of any individual organ or any individual disease.
So in internal medicine, you can look at the whole rainbow and see all the colors.
Exactly.
And in cardiology, you might only see the purple.
I love that. I love that. I'm going to use that with my patients. I love it.
So, but it does give you a broader base to understand the patient.
Exactly.
A little bit more.
Exactly. And just to add to what I've seen here, I think we're about to go for breaks.
Oh, that's okay. I'll let you finish your thought. We'll come back on the other.
Thank you so much. So what I've seen here, especially in Houma, is the primary care doctors are very, very good about taking care of their patients. And they know their patients so well. They're very invested. And I think overall that really helps us manage the heart part of the disease.
No doubt. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back with Dr. Sharma. Don't go away. This is important information, so stick around for part 2. Today's social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your health is our legacy. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bork, know your rights. All right, we are back with Dr. Dikshya of Sharma. Now, we get confused here because there are two Dr. Sharmas. Of course, you're the female and one's a male, but it confuses a few people, so let's unconfuse people at this point.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So like you said, there are two Dr. Sharmas with CIS, not related.
Right.
My husband is also with CIS, but he's Paritosh Kafle.
Yeah.
The other Dr. Sharma is an interventionalist, Dr. Akshat Sharma, very much a guy. I'm Dr. Dikshya Sharma, very much a woman, practice at different centers.
Yeah.
Thank you for clearing that up.
I get to clear that up because like you were saying, I'm sure some people come to your office looking for him and some go to his office looking for you.
Yep, and both of us are confused.
Yeah, we'll try to get it all straight. All right, let's talk about you and the patient. I know you're very big on collaboration with the patient. How important is that?
This ties into my holistic approach for patient care. Every patient is different, and I believe that we follow guidelines. All cardiologists do. We have the basic guidelines for all our patients, but moving after that, I think each patient deserves individualized care, and we can achieve that by one, patient-centered care, and two, shared decision making. What I mean by that is whenever somebody comes to me with a disease, I discuss the disease, the options, the optimal management, and how we can get there with them. And I take their thoughts and their goals in life into account when making that decision. And we come to that decision together.
So you almost have to map out their life, for lack of a better
Yes.
word. You got to look at where they want to be, where they've been, what their goals are. But they
Exactly.
have to have some kind of motivation moving forward, don't they?
And that motivation comes from me.
Okay.
What usually happens when my patients see me is when we come to a decision together, when I understand their goals in life, and I'm happy to work with them to achieve those goals, that motivates them. When they feel seen and when they understand that I'm there to help them and I will work with them to help them, they are motivated. So it actually works in their favor.
So where did you get that training or that disposition where you could look at patients and say, okay, I know you're going to be a little stubborn, but I'm going to help you, or, oh, you look like you're ready to go today. You got to decipher how they're going to be, don't you?
Listen, I think it just comes from being honest and being open. And that's what I do with my patients.
Yeah. So you said you graduated from high school and went straight into medical school?
That is true.
I'm impressed by that.
Thank you. I was 16 starting on 17 when I graduated high school because I skipped 2 grades. And where I'm from, Kathmandu, Nepal, you can go straight to medical school. You just have to, get the numbers, pass the entrance exam, score high, and if you're able to get into a medical school, you start medical school. Unfortunately, it's 5.5 years.
Yeah.
So it's a long, long time. But after medical school, I was able to come here. I did work in Nepal for a little bit because the system is different. But I think it saved me a lot of years.
Yeah, I bet. And you come to a place in good old Houma. We always say we're glad Dr. Craig Walker came from all of his schooling back
He
to
did
Houma.
amazing
because
work.
it really has just kept Houma on the map.
It has.
But are you impressed by all the new cutting edge technologies that they've come up with over the years?
100%. It is so exciting for me to come in here and see the things Dr. Walker, Dr. Fail, Dr. Nyers have been doing here. This is, like you said, cutting edge of technology in terms of heart health, not just in terms of the procedures that they do. And they are a part of many trials. It's astounding and it's so inspiring. But also in terms of medications, they're on top of all the new medications in the market and how we can use that to help all the patients. It's
I
very
always used to say
inspiring.
the world sort of, CIS went to the world, but now the world, in the form of doctors from all over the world, are coming right here to Terrebonne Parish and
Exactly.
Lafourche and everywhere else as a clinic. That's exciting.
It is very exciting. And I have to say, everybody here has been so welcoming. We love it. I have a little baby girl, and this is the perfect place to have a family because everybody's just so helpful and so nice. I mean, it might be the Southern thing of everybody being so nice, but it's been very, very pleasant.
Well, but it's reciprocated because you come across very nice too and comfortable.
I appreciate it.
I'm
Thank
sure
you.
your practice is, I'm sure it's growing pretty well.
Goodness willing. Goodness willing.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we want to thank you and we appreciate it. And I'm sure your days are long.
I like my days to be long. Between the work and the baby, all good.
There you go. Doc, we appreciate you coming on board. Good luck.
Thank you
and
so
hopefully
much.
we cleared up the 2 Dr.
Yes.
Sharmas. And we look forward to talking with you more.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
All right,
it.
thank you. All right, there you have it. We appreciate you joining us. We'll have more as we continue to cover medicine here in the area. I'm Martin Falls. Have a good day, everybody. Today's social media segment is brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.